Today we will be testing structural equation modeling. So we will start with latest measurement model and we will be proceeding to structural model. This is our conceptual model and there are three independent variables and one dependent variable and one moderator, and there will be 6 hypotheses to be tested. This is the final measurement model which we have arrived previously. As the first step, we need to impute variables as there is moderation to be tested, and thereafter steps will be after imputation, standardization of variables, then create interaction effects and testing moderation. So first we'll use AMOS and go to analyze and select data imputation. You will be getting this dialog box. Select regression imputation and current data file SPSS file will be displayed here, and proceed with impute. So you will be getting a fresh SPSS file with which ending with _C, which means that it is imputed. So after that we'll be proceeding to standardization of variables using SPSS. In SPSS you can standardize whatever the variables relevant to your particular model. In our model there were 5 variables including dependent and moderator variables. So we'll be transferring those variables to this box and tick save standardized values and press OK. So you will be getting a fresh SPSS file with standardized variables, and it will begin with z-score within brackets your particular variable. Then we will be creating interaction variables. For that you need SPSS and go to transform tab, then press compute variable and you will be getting this dialog box. Here you can give the target variable name and you can give the numeric expression for calculation purposes. As there are 3 interaction effects in the previously shown our model, we have to create 3 interaction variables. So you can create these 3 interaction variables one by one and press OK to create this particular interaction variable. So after creating 3 interaction variables, we will be going to test moderation using AMOS. So for that we will be using AMOS, and this could be created by referring to list variables in dataset tab in AMOS. So just click that, and as we have one dependent variable and 3 independent variables plus 3 interaction effects to test the moderation, and altogether there will be 7 boxes for this, right? So you can create this by referring to this list of variables in the dataset tab, and you can drop whatever the particular variables which are already been standardized and create this diagram. For an example, if you are going to create this standardized PEOU impute variable, then of course you need to just select this one and click and drop here. So you will be getting this one. Accordingly, you have to create these variables including the interaction variables, and you have to fix the error as well and create the covariances as well. So after completing this diagram, you can switch between standardized and unstandardized estimates once you complete running the program. So first go to this tab, data file tab, and select the particular SPSS data file which has been imputed and standardized, and that includes interaction effects. So once you select the file, just press OK. Then select analysis properties, and you can keep most of the default figures as it is, and once you visit output tab, just check these dialog boxes, that is sufficient, and close, and proceed with calculate estimates, and you will be getting the AMOS output. To refer that, click View Text tab. There you can refer model fit indices as well as estimates. Here you can see these 3 individual direct effects are significant, that is POU, INNO and PTES are significant. However, when you refer to interaction effects, 1 out of 3 is only significant at this stage. So accordingly, you have to remove whatever the insignificant interaction effects, and it should be 1 by 1. Accordingly, we can remove the most insignificant interaction effect first, and that's we have to refer and remove PTES and TSC interaction. So we have to run again and check and remove the second insignificant interaction effect as well if required. So you have to repeat and get the output and refer estimates. Upon removal of these two stage wise. Once you remove these two non-significant interaction effects, you will be getting the diagram as follows. Here we have already removed insignificant interaction effects. Thereafter, as per your own model, we have to refer any insignificant non-interaction effects as well and try to remove as per insignificance one by one. However, in a case like this just for demonstration, if you are confronting that this interaction is significant, however, if this is not significant, you can't remove this insignificant path as the interaction effect is significant. However, on the other hand, if required, you can remove or delete this path if it is insignificant, as there are no significant interaction path towards this dependent variable. So with that, you can think and delete or remove any non-significant non-interaction paths as well. Third step in structural model, we can't just covary errors. However, in the structural model, we can either create regression lines from one dependent variable to another dependent variable. In my personal model, it is not applicable. For your own model, this could be possible if required, or just to remove variables one by one instead of covariant errors. So we'll be going back to the final alternative structural equation model, and upon deletion of the two insignificant interaction effects, you can run the model again and you can view the AMOS output. Here you will be getting the indices and you can determine the model fit. We can see that most of the indices are within the thresholds. Thereafter, you can refer estimates and straight away you can go to regression weights and see whether those are significant. In this case, as we had 3 direct effects, all the 3 direct effects are significant, and the remaining one's interaction effect is also significant, and you can refer standardized regression weights as well if needed. and you can visit squared multiple correlation figure as well. Here this means around 31.7% of the dependent variable is being explained by the other variables of interest, and you can visit the other tabs if needed. And now we will be moving on to the final stage. This is our final output, AMOS output. And we can compare the initial model and the alternative SEM model data. Here this is the alternate SEM model, and these are the figures, and this is a comparison of original structural model and alternative structural model. Here we can see almost all the indices are meeting the thresholds, and some figures have been improved satisfactorily. And this is the discussion on direct paths. We had 3 paths and all the 3 were significant. And this is the discussion on moderation analysis. Although we had 3 hypotheses on moderation, only 1 path was significant, and that is being highlighted here with the p-value, which is significant. And now you can plot the interaction effect using Excel. For that, you have to fill these details under variable names. You have to name the independent variable and moderator and dependent variable, and you have to include unstandardized regression coefficient to draw this diagram. Accordingly, in this case, it implies TSC strengthen the positive relationship between innovation and AEB. So this is the interpretation given by this Excel tool, and with that we will be concluding today's presentation. Thanks for watching.